this is going to sound crazy, but it's not, because we've seen 3 Stacks actually give verses to people that are just at the top at the moment.
Kesha.
He gave Kesha like...
Rory's still hot about that.
I get it. I get why he's hot about it.
You think you could get J-Elect?
On a Doja?
With Doja?
I got J-Elect on a Rory record. I think he'd do a Doja Cat record. I appreciate the confidence that you have in me.
I think he's available.
I think he's available.
I think Jay is available for that one. I think if Doja
he draws the line after me.
No Rory and Mal.
Welcome to a new episode of the new Rory and Mal podcast. I am Mal.
I am Rory.
And we are back with another audio adventure, another visual expedition.
2 ghetto superstars.
Wow.
Yeah, we are ghetto superstars.
I would say so.
Yeah, we're ghetto superstars. Only for today.
We're Pras in ODB.
Wait, who's Pras? That's racist.
Oh shit.
You're Pras, he's Fez.
Wasn't there one white dude in the Fugees clique?
No,
I don't think
you're thinking about Black Eyed Peas.
The Fugees.
Oh, that's what it is. And I'm confusing the Black Eyed Peas and Fugees.
Very
not what he
easily confused.
Okay. So who's Maya? Damaris or Yomi?
Definitely Damaris.
Yomi.
Why?
Similar complexion.
Then Damaris?
Yeah.
I think you're confusing them with the Black Eyed Peas with Fergie.
What is he talking about?
Okay, so Will.i.am is on trial for colluding with China.
No, that's the wrong one.
Oh, so it's not Black Eyed Peas.
No.
Yo, this is... I know we're supposed to do an intro and shit. Can we just get to the shits?
Thank you.
Get to it.
This is nuts. This is up there with Tory and Meg.
Ex-Fugees rapper Pras Michel, who funneled 80... Michael? Is it Michael or Michel?
Michel.
Okay.
Michel.
Michael.
French, you know.
Pras Michel?
Croissant.
Okay. Michel. I think you just spit on my eyebrow.
No, with the French connection, you know, there's beef patties, but they're...
I got you.
Instead of cocoa bread, it's a croissant.
Got you. Ex-Fugees rapper Pras, who funneled $800,000 to Barack Obama's campaign in 2012, has been found guilty in a scheme to help China influence the U.S. government. Now, Rory, you hit the chat with this the other day, and you couldn't believe how crazy this story was. How wild of an event this was.
This is
so
not.
I know he was excited to talk about this.
Not so much excited, but it's one of those things. Even after the Tory and Meg thing, like, because we're so conditioned to hear crazy shit in the news every single day.
Mm.
It's not till you give it like a few days to go, like, wait, what the fuck?
Right.
This is one of those things. When I saw that, I laughed first, and then it set in about 2 days later, and I said, Pras is funneling over $100 million through Malaysia.
Yep.
To influence an election. And then I went even deeper.
Hey, yo.
Because Pizzagate, I understand.
Not
How'd John Forte get freed?
I don't think it had anything to do with this, though. I see the correlation you're trying to make. I don't think it had anything to do with it.
For those that don't know who John Forte is, he ran with the Fugees. He had a hit record at one time. Then he went to Newark Airport with way too much coke.
Way too much.
Like just a little bit too much to go through TSA.
Yeah, way too much.
And then was pardoned either by Bush. I'm not sure if it was the Obamas. I think it was Bush. And that always shocked me. I'm like, how did John Forte get pardoned by the president for bringing that much coke to Newark Airport?
Mm-hmm.
Now I find out Pras is over in Malaysia getting $100 million in money laundering to get photos with Obama, doing some of the best influencer marketing I've ever seen. So I'll ask, was Pras in way over his head and now he's going to be the fall guy? Is he the easy fall guy?
I don't know if he's the easy fall guy, but from what I've read and things that I've been seeing online, I think that they actually gave him a chance to come forward a while ago. Yeah. And he turned that down. And then once he realized like, okay, this is going to go bad, then he jumped up and said, okay, I'm an informant. I'm an FBI informant. And it's like, no, you're not. We don't need your work.
Not snitching and being an FBI informant is hilarious.
Right.
He should have taken that plea deal.
But exactly, that's what it was.
He was playing by Newark rules with Malaysia.
Now, then this had something to do with because it was embezzling, and then they was using the money. They even funded the Wolf of Wall Street film, I believe, right?
Yeah. So this guy, whatever his actual name is, I think they've redacted a lot of this Malaysian billionaire. He's been it's been influencer marketing to its highest degree. Mm-hmm. It's pretty much what Julian was doing with Jason Derulo but on a government level.
Thank you,
Okay,
Julian.
got you.
They went through this guy's Rolodex. It was from the Kardashians down to whatever. I just think it's hilarious. And this is where I think Pras just got over his head and he's the fall guy. His Rolodex was way higher than Pras.
Yeah.
Like, it's just Pras that was like, wait, 70 million. Whereas Kim was like, I'll wait.
So it's saying that Leonardo DiCaprio, he willingly returned his gifted Oscar to federal authorities amid the investigation. So DiCaprio doesn't even want to remember the movie The Wolf of Wall Street at this point. You can take this gift. You can take anything else I received from the Academy for this film. Just take it. I have nothing to do with that.
But what does this say about pretty much every election down to a local level? Like, there's a million prizes in the world that take money in exchange for stuff, because there's a way to legally do it.
Yeah.
You can sign, I don't know, it's not a lobbyist, but I'm ignorant. I'm not a Democrat or Republican, but you can do this legally. But for the most part, people don't do that. It's the professional connection guy.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they looked at Pras with not knowing much about the culture that, oh, he Grammy Award winning, this and that.
Mm-hmm.
We can use him for influence. He's met Obama.
Yeah.
And he's the only one that said yes to that insane amount of money to do what they wanted to do.
It's saying that Pras faced a charge stemming from his relationship to Joe Low. That's the guy's name. A Malaysian billionaire accused of stealing
That's not
$4
his name.
billion from a Malaysian sovereign wealth fund. Well, that's his name in this article.
Obviously, that's why I said it was redacted. They came up with Jane Doe, Joe Blow.
Yeah.
It's Joe Low.
Mm-hmm.
Jolo.
We'll keep going. I'm sorry.
I just think it's funny that Pras is going through all of this, and his Ghetto Superstar record, he was actually playing the president in the video. I just think that's like a full circle.
You brought that up, and I could not believe it was 1998 and that I was watching that video with ODB, Maya, and Pras when I was 8 years old. But I did not put the connection together that it was part of that movie soundtrack. What was the name of that movie, Julian?
Bulworth.
And it kind of was predicting everything.
Mm-hmm.
He zips down and he becomes the president. He pretty much what Obama did in that photo for $70 million that was handed to Pras.
I don't know what this means for Pras, but I'm guessing
what
this
you mean,
means
yo,
they about
though?
to
He's going to
smoke his
jail.
boots. They about to hand him at least 15 to 20 years for
They
this
said
one.
a minimum sentence of 20 years.
Damn.
About to smoke him. Yeah.
He has to be the fall guy for everyone. Because if he gets a minimum sentence, they're going to just start investigating everyone.
Mm-hmm.
But I think this also is kind of like a representation of Pras's career.
In what way?
It's going to sound disrespectful. I don't want to take away from Pras. I know his contributions to the score. He has some of my favorite verses.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I never understood, even as an 8-year-old, how Pras got on this amazing record with ODB and Maya. And then it ended up being featuring them.
At 8, you didn't understand how Pras had this. I just want to, like, what do you look like at 8 years old is looking at this video? Like, how did this guy get this
I just feel
verse?
like the Carnival had came out and Miseducation had came out, and it was pretty clear where the direction of that group was going.
Yeah.
And then was it Interscope? Someone gave Pras this amazing record featuring in 1998 ODB, who was on fire,
Mhm.
and Maya, who was the new chick.
Mhm.
How did Pras always finds his way? He found his way into the Fugees. He found his way onto this record.
He found his way into the food. That's fam. Like, what you mean he found his way? They grew up together.
He's always been, and again, maybe more of our influence. He's always been bare minimum boys to get to the top. How has Pras navigated his way to always be in these situations with absolute legends and stay relevant? It's crazy.
Right place, right time.
Right.
He's on some Forrest Gump shit as far as just being around legendary shit at
That's
all
fine.
times.
Like,
Pras has always stayed relevant.
he's gonna have one of those. He's gonna be that cellmate that's gonna have the wildest stories,
Oh, for sure.
and they're gonna be like, "Yo, you that can't be real." And then years later, like those guys that's gonna locked up with him is gonna be like, "Yo, he wasn't lying. That really happened." Because like even if he said this, even if he was locked up and said, "Yeah, I embezzled billions of dollars from Malaysia. We did a movie with Leonardo DiCaprio," that just doesn't sound real if you're in jail. It's like, yo, what is this dude talking about?
But also, like, all right, Pras went from musician to then he became a filmmaker. I don't know if you guys knew this. He did a documentary on Skid Row where he like pretended to be a homeless person and stayed on Skid Row for a minute. I don't know if it ever came out, but
That was a passion project.
I suppose, yes. How does he go from Skid Row to then being able to connect Malaysian billionaires with the Obamas?
He finesse.
Well, I'm willing to bet that he probably met somebody on Skid Row. Those people have some crazy life stories. You would be surprised at the people that are actually on Skid Row and how they got there.
That is a fact.
So he probably met somebody on Skid Row that was like had a story like that he's gonna have in prison. That I know a guy that knows a guy. You know,
but he actually believed the guy when everyone else was like, he's just talking.
Yeah, he actually believed the guy, and he went and did his due diligence, and this is how he became involved in this whole Malaysian scam to affect the U.S. election.
I'm just gonna go with he's the fall guy. I don't think the amount of money that they're putting on him as far as connections. I think the Obamas, like everyone else, love the Fugees, and there was that time in the beginning of the Obama term where everyone was at the White House taking photos. And as we see, Pras is a personable guy that can get in a room and clearly get people to like him.
He can tap dance. He knows how to perform.
I don't even want to say tap dance, but he can get people to like him.
He knows how to perform.
So I can see him starting a relationship with that. And then, times may get tight. And you have the opportunity to talk to someone in that room that's like, yo, I'll give you $70 million if you can get a photo with Obama. And then you look over at Obama and be like, yo, Ready or Not was on your playlist. Like, can my mans get a photo with you?
I don't even like that handshake with him on Obama. That just looked like that smile.
That looks crazy.
That looked like the wire. You know when the wire go through?
Oh, for sure.
That's that smile like, yeah, it landed.
It landed.
That money landed.
Big tap.
Oh, God. You know that handshake right there.
I mean,
this just further proves that politics is just corrupt, bro. Because Pras is the fall guy. We know that. But there's some other people that was involved in that shit that we may not ever find out about.
He's a little twisted the situation.
I mean, it's much easier to put rapper Pras and then election tampering after.
Yeah. Yeah, remove that rapper label. Because he ain't
rapped in a long time.
He ain't rapped in so like, remove that rapper label, man. He's a diplomat now at this point.
And now I'm thinking when I went to go see the Fugees last year, and remember we talked about it, I saw Shine for the first time in a suit as a diplomat. Now I'm nervous that I hope there's no photos of Shine in Pras.
Oh nah, I think
Shine just got back to the country.
Nah, he ain't. Nah, Shine ain't. He's
still on parole.
That he probably met that guy before. Was like, nah, I'm good. Because that guy had to have gone through a few rappers first.
What would have been funny if Shine, because he had just came back to America at that point and went to see the Fugees and as a diplomat, and if Pras was like, yo, you too?
Oh, you know him? Yeah, that's my man. Nah, I ain't want to make that move.
Both diplomats.
Yeah, I don't know. This is bad though. Pras is definitely gonna be sitting up for a while, for a very long time, behind this. At least a minimum of 20 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can we get into though, like how much the Fugees actually have been involved in government shit?
A good amount.
Yeah, but didn't Wyclef have something going on with the whole Haiti
thing? Yeah.
I'm gonna get to that. He said he was gonna run for president in Haiti, and then when the earthquake happened, he was like the face of that entire thing. Again, John Forte, like I said, got pardoned by President Bush. Clearly, we see what's going on with Pras. And then we have Akon.
Wait, what?
Built a city in Africa.
Yeah.
He's killing it over there.
Yeah.
Like energy saving city.
It goes kind of deep when it comes to politics and the Fugees.
Or politics and hip hop.
The Fugees in particular.
Yeah, I don't know, man. If I'm in there, you dudes, though, if you got any type of dealings with this shit, now's the time to be scared. Because I got a feeling Akon gonna make more than the album Pras gonna make more than the album when he get behind them bars. Oh, he gonna start talking. You know that. He already said he's an informant, and he's not. That's letting you know where he stand on. Like, I'm willing to talk about anything.
But that's what I'm saying. If you're an FBI informant and you had this much connections, especially to foreign nations,
right?
You should be going to
you're
jail.
admitting you're an informant, and you're still about to do 20 years and have to give all that money over. To me, that means he did not know much at all.
Yeah.
He was literally like connected. Yo, this is my man's.
I just think saying that you're a federal informant and you're not is hilarious. like who does that? Like, you at that point, you just trying to stay out of jail. Like, yo, I'm a rat.
And not only that, even with local politics, Mayor Ross Baraka of Newark did all the interludes that are on Miseducation, and he's on all the interludes of The Score.
Okay, I see what you're doing.
Are you not
Yeah, no,
seeing this
No,
government?
you just-
it's not just hip hop.
You just went somewhere with that one. Yeah, you just tied something.
Public
in with
Enemy
that one.
only took it so far.
Yeah.
The Fugees have literally touched every single form of government that there is. And then Lauren went with the Marleys. And we already know that's a darker, deeper criminal link.
Yeah, that's something totally different.
That even goes into arena football.
yeah. Listen, man, it's
I'm the only one that found that so funny when she married her now ex-husband. And everyone's like, oh, is it Ziggy? Is it like, which Marley is it? Is like, no, it's the one that plays arena football. And everyone's like, there's a Marley that plays arena football?
he doesn't play arena. He plays soccer.
Nah, he played football. So yeah, we don't really, I know you guys did the Rockefeller family tree with like the t-shirt, which I still
We
have.
got to
Love
do
that.
the Fugees one.
Yeah, but the Fugees one goes to the Obamas. Like, yeah, yours went to John Legend, which I respect. But
yeah.
like, I like Big Sean too.
Yeah.
But the fact that it could go to the cabinet
Yeah.
with the Fugees.
No, it's the judicial system.
Yes.
Yeah, no, that's a different family tree. Either way, yeah, Pras, you should have never took that meeting with dude in Malaysia, I guess, because you're fucked. I just think saying you're a federal informant and you're not is hilarious. Like when you didn't want to be a rat that bad to get out of it. Like, yeah, I'm a snitch. No, you're not. You never worked for us. We don't need you.
Is there snitching rules in that regard though?
What do you mean?
I mean, this is way above my existence level, not even pay grades. When you're in this world of government, like I feel like snitching is just across the board regular. Like who holds it down in that world?
You can rat on white people.
Well,
I thought that was the rule.
Well, we're talking Pras is black and the Malaysian guy, I don't think he's white.
not
but-
white. Yeah.
And Obama,
I
my
thought we were just
understanding,
talking about the
Obama
government.
is
I thought we
actually
were just talking about the
Muslim,
government and
Nigerian
period.
Hawaiian.
Yeah, but there's multiple governments that aren't run by white people.
What?
I'm talking about American
No
government.
way.
Yeah, but we're saying they weren't included with American government. He
I thought it was us
Malaysian
and the
government.
British.
He was talking. He said he was an FBI informant.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
And he's
referring
not.
to. He's not. But that's where Rory brought up. Is
The
it okay?
FBI spans across multiple races, and like it's not just white people.
It should just be white Anglo-Saxons, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree.
True. Yeah.
Well,
All the black informants are in blackface.
speaking of
What?
the FBI, Jack Harlow is dropping a surprise.
All right, man. Hold on.
Don't put that on Jack.
No. I just said speaking of the FBI, Jack is dropping the album.
Why? How's that? Okay.
Well, before we get there, but it is still music. Does Pras also make an album over the phone like Shine
I hope
with
not.
Godfather
Nah,
Buried
I
Alive?
hope
No,
I hope not.
no.
Why not?
I hope Pras just does his time.
Godfather Buried Alive is a great album, and it was mostly over the phone.
Yeah, but
And it was produced by Kanye West before he was Kanye West.
see you talking about the produced by. See, you need a producer to kind of tie that thing together, make it make sense, make it palatable.
So they should just get with one
I don't know
producer.
if Pras is able to reach out. I don't know what producer would actually tie themselves to Pras right now.
Did you see 50 has had a blast with this entire Pras thing? And I saw everyone talking about why does 50 care this much about Pras being arrested? If you do the science again, always in certain rooms, another hip hop Forrest Gump. Remember when Ja and 50 got in that fight in the studio where 50 got stabbed? This is
Mhm.
before he got shot.
Mm-hmm.
Pras was the one, FBI informant, that snitched. He saw 50 in the studio on one floor, walked up to Ja, Irv, and them, and said, hey, 50's downstairs. I'm an FBI informant.
Damn.
Oh, that was just I'm about to blow done.
Yep, 100%. He's everywhere.
This shit just sounds like
Why
a
was
movie,
Pras
though.
in that studio at that time?
And it's hard to say he was in there working, right? Like you can't really go to that. It's not
What
like
was Pras doing in
Pras
there?
didn't give us enough music to be like, yo, he probably was in the studio laying down some vocals, rapping. He probably wasn't. What was he doing there?
He was trying to do a follow-up from Ghetto Superstar 3 years later. ODB had just gotten out, signed to Rockefeller. Maybe there was, part
Nah.
2.
Nah. It is interesting though. Like you tying it together and we laughing about it, but that shit does run deep. It's a lot of loose ends. It's a lot of things that we are gonna find out about this. 'Cause I think this is just the beginning. I think Pras is gonna give a tell all and really go deep into what all of this shit really was about.
What scares me as well with this entire thing of how deep Pras may be into this,
Yep.
you would think even the liberal media channels would get the marching orders to destroy this.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's a rapper. They kill every rapper doing anything,
Mhm.
let alone having an influence like this.
Mhm.
And it's the Obamas. What does Pras know that the owners of all these media outlets did? It's been across every platform. Don't get me wrong. But I would expect they would spend 24 hours a day covering this entire thing. They kind of have just been like, yeah, rapper Pras going to jail. All right, moving on.
But why they keep calling him a rapper Pras?
Because he is.
Is he?
Diplomat, I'm sorry.
Yeah, like you gotta, don't put that rapper label on him.
You just don't think it's weird that they haven't covered this the way they typically would with a story this fucking big?
I don't know. I don't know if it's
Common was
they have
invited
enough-
to the White House and they spent a month covering it.
yeah. I don't know.
I'm not being conspiracy
This
theorist and
isn't-
thinking every single media platform has just said, hey, this happened. And not killing it the way they've killed every rapper. Every time a black person does anything even remotely close to Obama, they destroy them.
Mm-hmm.
Let alone someone that was a rapper and Haitian.
Yeah, you seem to be like your conspiracy, your tinfoil hat is all the way on with this one.
I don't think it is.
No, I think it is. I don't think it's. I think they know what they know, and it's probably not as deep as you.
Leonardo DiCaprio was in court, in a courtroom with women above 30.
Yeah, he had to dock the yacht.
Leo went to court, and this shit has not really been covered like that. It's just been another news story.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I mean, I do think Pras is going to tell everything. I do think he will give us more of this story.
Nah, it's
But
done.
I just-
He's found guilty. The
Nah,
talking's done.
Oh no, he got it. But he's got to talk. He has to tell us. He can't just do 20 years and not say nothing.
You think he'll come back like Tory Lanez and his jail call?
Oh, saying that it wasn't him.
Why was Tory trying to sound like Mummy and that type of shit? Like he was some political prisoner.
Well, you know, he was reading everything they told him to read. His lawyers gave him. I think his lawyers sent a statement to him that he was supposed to read. His court date is coming up, I think, soon. His sentencing date.
Yeah, but they're pushing it back to appeal. So who knows with that? But I mean, luckily Jack's gonna come here and save everything. Maybe I am a conspiracy theorist to think this Pras shit is regular.
I
but
think Jack dropping the album so soon after his Grammy nod and giving us a surprise, no singles, no nothing. I think
no shirt.
this is tied into the next election. This has Trump written all over it. I don't know if y'all feel that way or not. This has Don written all over it. Like look at the first one. Let's talk about the cover art.
It looks very red state.
Very red state.
Definitely
it's a
red
red
state.
trash can right there.
But there's a blue one behind it.
So that right there is letting us know that's election vibes.
That's both parties.
First of all,
Both parties.
you think anyone that owns that barn is voting for Biden?
Absolutely not.
There's not even a net on the basketball hoop.
Yeah, that's the Larry Bird
I was
vibes
about to
right
say.
there.
That's a pure
Yeah,
shooter.
That's a pure shooter. Like you got to be a pure. You don't even hit the ball. Don't touch the rim if you don't have no net on it.
And if you're just looking at this street, very skinny street, no one double parked.
No.
Big red state.
Yeah, this is a red state. Red nipples for the red state. Jack Harlow is dropping his new album, Jackman. It's out now. If you're listening to this, we're hearing it's a heavy rap. It's
That's-
not too much of the sing-songy, TikTok-y. We're not doing no singles. This is real rap, authentic hip hop.
All right, well let's get into at least what the internet's been saying about this. Is this too soon? Let's start with that first
I
question.
think so. I think it's too soon. I don't like the fact that there's no song out. Of course, Jack will have songs on the album that we like and that we play, but I don't think Jack is the artist that can just drop an album with no type of rollout, no type of song, visuals. Like I think he's not that artist. That's reserved for very few.
Okay, well then let me ask you this. Is he doing this because the last one was such a poppy TikTok album that he kind of hated that he became that artist and quickly came back with what we think is going to just be a rapidy rap album?
You know what? I don't
Because he started out rapidy rap and he was great at it. And I don't mean that as a bad thing, rapidy rap. I thought Jack could really rap.
Mm-hmm.
Then he caught that single and then kind of had to keep doing that for this entire last project.
Do you feel like the last album was TikTok-y, hip-hop-y?
Yes, the entire thing.
TikTok-y hip hop.
Yeah, I don't.
I think
think the focus
First
record did.
obviously, First Class was the one. I always thought Nail Tech was the better record out of those two, but, I
But
know
still
First Class,
very
the
much
sample.
a TikTok-y one. And this could be a response to Jack now having a fan base he didn't set out to get and doesn't want to continue to feed. And this is all predictions. I know you guys are listening to this album now. I could be wrong. It could be a bunch of Nail Techs on here. But we've heard that it's a rap album.
Mhm.
And there's no features,
And if you do it this quickly,
allegedly.
No features.
I was told it's a rap album with no features.
I mean, outside of Drake, he didn't have very many features on the last one.
Yeah, that's true.
He's not a feature-heavy artist like that. But is this his way to get out of that world where he would have to be, when rappers catch a single that goes, it kind of becomes their identity if they don't maintain it.
Mm-hmm.
So the fact that he's coming so quick again with a different style of music makes me think he does not want that nail tech crowd anymore. Like, I didn't set out for this. There's no longevity with this. I don't want to continue to chase the singles. Like, I came out here to be a rapper and an artist that's going to be here for 10 years.
So he's putting out his album Jackman, which is out now, and he has a movie, The White Man Can't Jump, the remake of that movie coming May 19th.
Mhm.
Is this album? Is he going to use this album and the movie is kind of like his rollout?
Nah.
Or is it like he using this album to get out the way because he has so much he's going to have to do after the movie comes out?
It's the weekend. It's Kentucky Derby.
It's coming up.
It's the same. He's doing the same thing he did last year. So this album that came out a year ago was also during Derby weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, the video with Drake, Churchill Downs, that whole
Yeah.
tie-in. But I think that's such a big part of his brand and his identity. The Kentucky, obviously, but the Derby specifically, that I think that's gonna more or less become his release cycle.
Okay, but if you have this
So he
movie,
wants to have music out for the Derby every year?
Sounds like it.
Not a Derby
I mean, he's
soundtrack.
last 2 years in a row. I asked.
first of all,
I
the
was-
people at that Derby are not listening to
They
Jack's
don't know
album.
who- yeah, they
It's not
don't-
about the people to Derby. I just think
It coincides.
The
Yeah.
people that listen to Jack don't watch the Derby. I
Yeah,
thought
I-
the video was fire. Don't get me wrong.
It
That was a
ma-
great
like,
idea.
he's not making this album for the Derby audience. That's what I'm like. But I think the Kentucky, that's so much of his identity is the Derby in Kentucky. It's not about the people
Yeah, it's not about the audience.
that are there at the event. It's just
It's
for
conditioning.
him
It's
personally.
conditioning.
And I'm saying even both sides of his fan base, the younger ones that like the TikTok shit and the people that like rap, are
Yeah.
both not going, oh shit, I think the Derby's in 2 weeks.
I
Are
think
we going to get some Jack music?
When is the Derby? Can we get? The
I
exact
think
date?
it's next week. It's not what the album's out now.
Got to let
The
them live with
Derby's
it
next weekend.
so they can rap
Next-
along.
So
at
the
Derby.
album, the last album came out the weekend of the Derby, May 6th. It's like the first weekend of May every year.
says SZA's rumored to be featured on the Jack Harlow album. And come on, this is on Twitter.
It's not.
Julian
it's
says
real.
she's not.
Look, they took a picture on the couch together.
That means they have a song.
I think they live together now. Yeah.
Yeah.
They took a picture
They
together.
took a
right?
photo.
But you don't think, because, all right, May 19th is very close, and I know they're putting a lot of money behind this White Man Can't Jump remake. He could have skated this entire year without putting another album out
For sure.
and staying relevant.
Yeah.
So to me, this is a cry for help on becoming a rap superstar. I don't want that
Interesting.
shit.
A cry for help?
Yes. Because now,
Hey
you know how
guys,
hard
I
it is
can
if you
rap.
have to
Look
become
at
the
me.
identity of those records? Like, let's even look at Steve Lacy's not a prime example, but it is similar in regard to Steve Lacy setting out to be the type of artist he wanted to be, catching something, and now pissed off at the reaction of his success.
When you say cry for help, what do you mean?
Yeah, that's what I'm.
I mean, he's Grammy nominated.
I mean, all Grammys ain't good Grammys. Ask Macklemore.
No, but
Oh,
Is
come on.
that more bars?
Macklemore, no, that's not. I hope that's not more
No.
bars. But Macklemore he actually won. Like Jack was nominated, which is
That
to
was
me,
so
which
crazy.
to me is a win.
Hell
He's
yeah, of
being
course.
nominated.
That's amazing.
So when you say a cry for help to be recognized as a rap superstar,
He became a pop rapper with this album. And if you listen to Jack before that, he was definitely not that type of artist. Not to say there was no crossover, but this entire album
so this is the album
is
that
a
got-
pop
that-
rap album.
This is the album that he used to gain the attention. This album he's put out, Jackman, is the real Jack. Like, this is who I am. This is the artist that I want to be.
Yes.
I want to really rap.
I really do think that's what it is. And not to get sucked into this identity as a pop rapper.
Because the focus for single for
Okay.
this last album was Dua Lipa, and that was a
Mhm.
huge pop rap. record.
Jokes aside of like the fake me and Jack beef, I didn't mind this album, but I definitely liked Jack's older stuff. This to me was very watered down and very much not for me, which is fine. You caught success with those two singles. Fucking get your money.
I
You got a
like
Drake
the album.
feature.
I thought the album was all right. I like this album.
It was a very watered down album. It was a pop rap album. And I
know what
think,
you mean.
I
This one
think
is gonna
now
be
he
more
wants
rap. He
to
wants to
come
really-
right back.
Different type of production, different type of music, real lyrics. Like I said, we recorded this Thursday, so we didn't
Yeah.
hear the album yet.
Yeah,
so.
it could just be 14 nail techs.
Yeah, it could be- he could have put out the pedicure project. And we wouldn't even
The
know.
pedicure project.
Yeah, like we gotta wait to hear
Naming
it.
the album
That's it.
Jackman, and it's all nail records.
Yeah,
It's
like
crazy.
that's. I mean,
Yeah.
listen, you know,
Shoulders, knees, and toes.
Yeah, we don't know. We don't know. It might be yoga music on there. I don't know.
Nah, you can tell by the cover art, he's all grungy. That's
means
supposed to
business.
represent hip hop, and I'm stripped down.
Right.
But I'm not mad at the rush if the music is good. Now you can't really box him into just being a nailtician. Like he can also be the Jack he was before, which was more of the mixtape rapping type shit.
Mm-hmm.
That's all. And
Well-
I think he's mad that he did kind of get washed by Drake. I think he has something to prove.
I just think Cry for Help was a little exaggerated.
I know what Rory is saying though. It's like, no, guys, look, like I can actually rap. Like I'm not like the rest of these guys just releasing pop. Like I'm nice. See?
You don't think there's other versions of Cry for Help? Do you think Steve Lacy walking off stage was a cry for help? Because I do.
Yeah, walking off stage.
And I think there's different.
dropping an album while you were dropping a movie nearby, I don't think it's a cry for help.
And I'm saying not only that movie will also make him more of a pop rapper. He's a fucking actor now. And it's a movie that they're going to put mad money behind.
Yeah.
It's going to put him to the next level. Now that can be great for 2 years, but it could really just put you in a box where no one's going to take you seriously based off the music you originally wanted to make.
Maybe cry for help isn't the right phrasing. Because he's not crying for help. He's doing extremely well. I think this is just him getting ahead of.
Situation.
I cry for help on this podcast every day, and you guys
Yeah,
laugh.
we don't listen.
I laugh now.
Yeah.
There's different forms
You
of
can
cry
be
for help.
successful and still crying. For
Yeah, it's not.
I agree,
I think
but-
cry for help is such like a negative connotation.
Exactly,
I think this is
That's
him.
your interpretation. I
This
think
is-
there's different versions of cry for help.
I think this is him getting ahead of his own brand. Because to your point, that film is going to send him into a whole other stratosphere with
Right.
like the
Or it
youth,
could
the
suck.
kids, the basketball.
I want to say, what if
It's
this,
probably gonna suck.
what if this album is bad?
That shit is gonna be
but
fucking Space Jam
then
2.
that's a whole nother thing. Because even if the movie's bad, then he's super fucked without the rap album.
That movie
Because
looks
now
like
you're a
it's-
pop rapper. And
That
then-
movie looks like it's gonna be terrible.
It's gonna be the next fucking.
yeah.
it's gonna be
I mean, I was
trash.
never
mean,
take Jack out of it. Just a white man
we
can't
just
jump
had a
remake.
house
I
party.
wasn't
Now we're
really
gonna have
with.
this. It's very interesting.
I'm cool.
Yo, have y'all seen the original White Man Can't Jump?
Yeah.
I would
Say
I
it.
would just stay away from that.
It's good or it's trash.
The White Man Can't Jump.
I'm
is
just-
a
I'm
classic.
asking.
It's
It's
a
a classic?
classic.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. I think you just leave that.
Saw Rosie
brand
Perez's
alone.
nipples.
Yeah, like
Yeah, but
come
that
on,
was
are you
like
kidding
20,
me?
30 years ago.
You just leave that alone. Like
Remakes are
the
bound to
trailer
happen.
for this White Man Can't Jump.
It's not. I
It
don't,
looks a little cheesy.
It was too long for me. You know it's bad when the trailer's too long for
Yeah,
me.
it's like this. It don't seem like it's real basketball energy.
Mm.
Like it seems like it's just like that was such a great classic film. It's been almost 30 years, if not
Yeah.
already 30 years. Let's remake it
Mhm.
and then give it like the new like spin of social media. You know, all they want to do is take old classics and then add it with a social media vibe to it.
yeah.
I just don't. I would have just left that.
You're not gonna go watch.
But
the
like
one?
game on the line. I mean, look at his practice score. You're not passing him the ball. You don't want him to take the game winner.
right. The hoop is right there.
That's
OC,
Jackman.
Good point.
That's
Yeah, but
The
it's-
Jackman.
hoop is right there.
Yeah, but
And you don't even know if that's regulation. That could be like 8
True.
feet, 9 feet.
Right.
It could be 15 because he can jump. You find out.
yeah, I don't know.
It wasn't really that good of a dunk even at the end of the movie on a regulation. Yeah.
Damn.
Jack
Spoiler.
Jack windmills it though. What if they change it?
Why
They can't see, and that's another thing. What if they try to add that in the movie? Like it's the
probably
same way
will.
they win the game the same way they win the tournament
They
the same
probably
way.
will.
Don't do that.
Jack put his arm in the rim.
Like show me them losing, because you know what I mean. That's the reality too. Like show me them losing. Like don't show me Jack catching the lob at the end and like windmilling it. Don't do that.
I didn't like how they tried to clean up the reverse racism in White Man Can't Jump because it was way more unrealistic that he hit 2 hook shots from full court than a white guy not being able to dunk.
Yeah.
And then to get on Jeopardy.
Well, he was studying. That was don't make it seem like that came out of nowhere. That was,
No, Rosie had been ready
yeah,
to go.
she was ready. That was her life dream was to be on Jeopardy, win, get that money, so they could live happily ever after.
2 hook shots, full court.
That's
Woody
tough.
Harrelson could really hoop though. I
I
don't know
know.
if Jack Harlow could really play ball. That's the thing.
Nah,
Woody Harrelson,
Hoop is right there.
Jack
Wood-
plays.
you look at his home court.
yeah, that just looked like I don't know. It like first of all, he didn't put that up there.
That is not his
like
home.
when he was born, that was there. Like that was his
You
dad.
think Atlantic put that
Oh
up?
yeah,
and they cut the net off.
You think Kaiser nailed that into the shed?
Got his hands dirty.
Man.
Why can't Generation Z have like an original thought? Why are there so many remakes of old movies?
Well, it's not
remakes
Gen
of
Z
old
making these decisions.
songs.
Yeah, see,
our
you're putting that on
generation.
Gen Z. And
It's actually
not.
us.
Yeah, it's us.
But
No,
Jack-
I'm saying it's a generation older than us that's controlling the budgets. They're so lazy and they're too scared to take a risk. So it's like, all right, this is proven. Let's just remake it. That's where we're going to put our money. Because I can explain that to my bosses.
Jack played in the All-Star game. Look at he's got a little steel fast break lay.
This was the celebrity game?
Yeah. You put up some decent numbers.
It's easy for lazy execs to go in with a proven concept from a
this is-
classic movie rather than a original
Oh,
idea.
buckets.
God. Why he shot it like that?
No, they'll CGI the form though in post.
Wait, this is
Yo, did you-
CGI in the form is
Did you
sick.
Nah, y'all didn't see how he shot that.
It should look like an accident.
I mean, Woody's form wasn't that.
Yaga.
Nah, Woody Harrelson can really hoop. We're not doing that.
I'm just saying he had a
He had
alternative
great,
style.
No, he had great form. He was really shooting that
but
shit.
he wasn't Alan
His
Houston.
best play is being 49
Nah.
seconds. Is funny though.
Woody Harrelson, I'm willing to bet Woody Harrelson to kick Jack's ass in basketball right now.
Right now?
Oh, I
Right
agree
now.
with
Right now?
that. Yeah,
That should be
Right
the
now.
movie.
of course.
That should be the movie. Like if they don't have if they
two of
don't
them.
have Woody Harrelson and Wesley Snipes in this movie,
Yeah, that'd be
like
that
making
would suck.
appearance, like if they not sitting
Like,
at the park talking shit,
Like Burt Reynolds in Longest Yard when he
Yeah.
comes out of the jail cell, like, I'm going to coach.
yeah, like they gotta have Wesley and Woody in this new White Man Can't Jump.
But they have to be realistic about it. They can't be successful.
No,
Because that was a terrible career plan of just
No, they gotta be washed
going to the
up.
courts and
Yeah, no, they gotta
betting
be washed
$10.
up at the beach, just chilling, watching everybody
Like Shep.
hoop.
They got to
Yeah.
be Shep.
Exactly. That's what it has to be. Either way, Jackman is out now. Let us know what y'all think about it. I'm pretty sure y'all gonna trash it in the first hour. That's what people do. They listen to an album
100%.
one time and say it's the worst shit they ever heard in their life.
And speaking of other white rappers, another great prediction we had. I think that Doja Alchemist album is coming.
You call Doja a
Ebro
white rapper?
confirmed. She's not white?
No.
Oh.
Who,
What
Doja?
What's her 23andMe?
Doja's African.
South African?
I mean, it would.
South African is fucking hilarious.
She's African and mixed
Um,
with something else, but
Her mom
Okay.
is Jewish and her father is South African.
Oh, she white.
So the whitest you can be.
Yeah, she's white.
That's pretty.
She's white.
That's pretty white. I'm not gonna lie.
So the whitest you can be.
Yeah.
that's not fair.
Pure
Doja's
arrogant.
not white. Doja's not white.
I wouldn't say Doja's a white girl. I wouldn't.
I didn't say she wasn't African. I'm just saying she's white.
She's not white.
You could be African.
Wait, are we talking about the original Jews or which Jewish?
Mm.
No, she's you. She's Askenazi.
Yeah,
Ashok,
remember she's
Ashok,
Ashkenazi.
Yeah, guys, I'm white.
Yeah.
No, that's what I'm saying. To your point, I'm giving you to your point.
If we haven't noticed, yeah, I'm white.
Wait, hold on.
She's mixed. Doja Cat is
Her
mixed.
mother is a Jew from Rye, New York.
Oh, that's big
This is the
white.
most Jewish community, I
Yeah.
think, in the country.
Yeah, he's definitely top 3.
That's like
Big
rye
Jewish.
bread.
Oh, now I see why Nori was so pissed about the feet in the racist chats. But
Oh, yeah.
anyways,
Oh.
I'm here to support Doja.
Are you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
He is.
okay. I'm just saying, coming out of that.
Who y'all think all rap
album?
album gonna? So Doja is releasing an all rap album that
don't
we
know that.
predicted. Well, Ebro said he listened to 8 new tracks and they were all hardcore rap, and we can
Okay.
trust fucking Ebro.
I listened to
Can we?
I listened
Yeah,
to the
can we?
Ebro clip.
How you
Ebro.
you met him before?
Yeah, I was gonna
we
say,
can trust
no
Ebro. What
offense
is
to
she
Ebro.
talking about?
It's
We
just
can
like,
trust
in
Ebro.
Ebro we trust?
See?
Yeah.
See, this is how it happens.
Yo,
we
that's
can
crazy.
trust him. No,
put
you
the
can't.
stamp
You don't
on
even
that
know
real
that
quick.
dude.
Here's the thing. I love Ebro, good guy. I wouldn't leave Baisley with Ebro. That's what I'm saying.
Can we trust? We can. She said we can trust Ebro. Can we? Like, have you ever met Ebro?
I saw the headlines. Shout out to Nadeska and Lo discussing this.
And
Ebro,
Ebro's a good guy.
oh, I love him. That's for sure.
Is he?
He's family,
Nah,
if you will.
Ebro, he's a good guy.
If
Family
you
that I
will.
wouldn't
That is
leave
fam.
Baisley with.
Shout out to you.
Yeah.
Ebro said he heard what sounded like just rap records in their infant stage. So we don't know how those are going to change. But I do hope that is what happens.
Who you
'Cause he-
think all rap album gonna be better? Jackman or Doja Cat's?
Doja.
Oh, Doja.
Without a doubt. No offense to-
Y'all think Doja rap better than Jack?
Yes.
No offense to Jack.
What do you think, Wall?
And I know it sounds like a slight, but it's not.
Jack can rap.
Jack has more of a
Actually,
proof
you
of
know what? No,
concept.
let me take that back. Jack has proven himself as a rapper more than Doja.
Yeah, he has a proof of
That's
concept.
what I'm saying. So I don't know
Like
why y'all
rapping,
just jumping
rapping.
to think that Doja can rap better than him. Like, what makes y'all?
I need a 5 Fingers Death freestyle on Sway with Doja.
Mm.
Got to see where she's
Now I
at.
do think Doja can rap. Like I do think she has the ability to make really good rap songs, but I just don't know if I'm ready to say she's gonna make a better rap album than Jack.
She didn't sound like a high pitched doom on Kill
Bill
My Ex?
remix?
That's funny.
No.
Mock Homie could have rapped that exact same thing, and we would have said it was the greatest shit of all time.
But that's my commie.
It's
Not
just a
Doja.
different tone.
Yeah, but I don't know. I do want to hear Doja rap though.
And
I'm
look-
with you on that. I do
and
want to hear straight rap.
As a
from
person
Doja.
who listens to Doja's albums, Doja does rap. She just raps over pop beats.
Yeah.
We listen
You,
to
you
Doja.
said over Jack. I might say Doja's rap album might be better than
Eminem.
Cole's rap
Here
album
we go.
in 2023.
Wait.
The fall off?
Wait. You're saying that Doja Cat's
You're tripping.
supposed rap album is better than
White boy tripping.
J. Cole's.
This is hypothetical.
I don't.
Hypothetical album.
That's
So
great.
so Doja's album that's supposed to be coming would be better than J. Cole's next project that he's recording right now, is what you're saying.
That would be a rap album, yes.
You're saying it's better than the one that Cole hasn't put out, or
Potentially.
you're comparing it to the off season, the one that has.
No,
Cole?
that would come out this year. I'm saying in
Yeah, the fall off.
2023.
The pending
Oh.
one.
And why I'm saying that is at the point Doja is at in her career, she would have to make sure those rap songs could also cross over. They would be at the highest form of mixing. It would be perfect records that were also in the grimy rap shit. Where Cole was at in his career, Cole's gonna do whatever the fuck he wants to do. She has
I
to
see
make
what
a
you're
she
saying.
has to make a perfect
point.
rap album.
Yeah, she has more to
She
prove.
can't she can't just do whatever the fuck she wants on this. This has to be the most polished, grimy. She has to check every last box if she's gonna put a rap album out.
Okay.
She's not at that point in her career where she can do whatever the fuck she wants. I like when Cole, the offseason to me was Cole doing whatever the fuck he wants, and it was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
But nah, he earned that time to do that. Doja putting out a rap album would have to be fucking perfect, and she's so good with her brand and so good with her music. I don't see her even putting one out unless that shit is 5 mics from Coyle Ray's father.
What features does she have? Who's some of the features she has on her?
Who
old
would I
rap
want to
album?
hear with Doja?
You want to speculate? We don't know.
I'm saying yes.
No,
Yeah,
yeah.
no,
Who would you want to hear with Doja?
Jack
Ironically, Cole would be the first
Yes.
feature I would think.
I would want to hear Cole.
They
with
would
Doja.
kill a record together.
I mean, Kendrick and Doja I've been wanting for quite some time. I just think their tones together on some nerd shit would be perfect. But I think she might, I hope she doesn't, and this may sound like some hating shit. I hope she doesn't try to go too rappy. Like, I hope she doesn't try to get a Griselda posse cut to try to prove herself.
Nah, I don't.
Like, I want her to still, like, I just don't want that. Like, it'd be
I
great
want
for
it,
Griselda.
though.
Like,
Doja and
don't,
Griselda?
like, don't
want
get me
it.
wrong.
If it's good, I want it. I don't want it to be the single, but I want it on the album.
If she did that, it would just be like, hey, accept me here. Look who I'm next to. Because I feel like people have used Griselda that way in
I
certain
don't-
cases.
That don't look like.
But if she eats, then
I do want to hear on a loop beat though, like one of those grimy. Like
Yeah.
I would love to hear Doja on that. Just like aesthetically, I want to hear what that sounds like. But I think that she'll get some features. Like I could see her and Big Sean doing a joint together.
Mhm.
I could see that.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
I just think that
Be a great look for Big Sean.
it'd be a great look
That's
for her too,
huge.
though. Because Sean could actually rap.
Oh,
Doja.
for sure. But a lot of what her career is based off of outside of music is perception. Like, I love Sean. So this is gonna sound like it's hate, but that would be such a look for Sean, which is fucked up, but that's just how the music industry works.
Oh yeah, I mean, well, her audience is totally different and bigger than Sean's audience. Yeah, but I think that just together, them two on a track, I think it makes sense. I think they both could do something dope, and they sonically, I think it would sound good together.
This is gonna sound crazy, but it's not, because we've seen 3 Stacks actually give verses
Ooh,
to
that
people
would
that
be
are
amazing.
just at the top at the moment.
Kesha.
He gave Kesha like
Rory's still hot about that.
I get it. I get why he's hot about
you
it.
think you could get Jay Elect
for on a Doja.
with Doja?
I got Jay Elect on a Rory record. I think he'd do a Doja Cat record. I appreciate the confidence that you have in
I
me.
think he's available.
I think he's available.
I think he's
I think-
available.
I think Jay is available for that
No,
one.
he-
I think if Doja
He
Cole,
draws the line after me.
Yeah. I think if Doja reached out to Jay, like I think he would definitely give her a verse, 1,000%.
I feel like
But then again, you don't know, man. You don't know with Jay. Like he might be like, yo, what? Nah, man. I remember what she said back in, and then he'll pull something up. You like, oh man.
Nah, Jay Elect would definitely fuck with Doja. And again,
I think so.
that'd be a great look
that'd be a good. I
for
think
Jay
it'd be
too.
a good record.
I'm not trying to make this just a Sean specific thing. For anyone, it would be.
Yeah, no, she's a huge artist. I
Well,
get it.
I think that I feel like a Doja and Cardi record might be what kind of brings Cardi back, because Cardi hasn't released an album in 5 years.
Too obvious to me though.
Everybody's waiting.
Doja and Cardi?
Yeah.
I think Doja should just stay clear of, not that she shouldn't rap with other women, but I would just like, if I'm her, I would just stay clear of the Nicki, Cardi, Lotto. Like I would just not in or like put myself in that.
Why?
Because automatically, no matter if you have a verse with someone, you're automatically now team that
You
person.
inherit the beef.
You
from
inherit the
somebody
beef, and now it's like you chose a side, and then you're gonna get a subtweet from Nicki, and then you're just like, why
I
am
feel
I
like
even in this?
Doja
Prediction.
and Nicki have a song together already. If I'm
She's
not
in
mistaken.
she's in the remix of Say So.
Yeah.
Prediction: either Doechie's next single will be featuring Doja Cat, or Doja
Ooh,
Cat's
That's what I
first
was
single
thinking.
will be
Doechii would be
Doechii.
fire.
That too.
Yeah.
Doechii
It's
would be
it's
fire.
young, relevant. They both rap. It wouldn't look like to me like the Cardi or the Nicki or even down to Meg. Like it's obvious. She already has her duet with SZA. Like she's done that already.
Mhm.
She's got to do something different.
If I was Cardi, I would be trying to get on the Doja rap album. That's what I was
Any
saying. Not
artist is
for
gonna
Doja.
any female artist is going to try to get on a Doja rap album.
any
any
male
one of
artist,
them.
any artist,
Any
Yeah,
artist?
she's,
Any
she's
one of them.
huge.
Yeah, they're going to try to get a verse.
And to all our listeners now that are like, why the fuck they talk about a Doja rap album, like talk about Griselda. I guarantee if she puts this album out, as a nerd rap fan, you guys will like it.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think that shit'll be fire.
You
I think
think it's not your
it'll
demographic,
annoy
but
you
it
for the
is.
first week that you like it so much, and you'll listen to it like in your car. You'll just sneak
Yeah.
like,
Huh?
No, but that's because Doja's a real artist. I think once you're a real artist,
Right.
I know a lot of people, when you hear Doja Cat rap a rap album, automatically you're like, what? Like, what is she rapping about? What does it sound like? But when you're a talented artist, I think that an artist like Doja, I think she will really surprise people with a rap album.
Mm.
I think a lot of people that don't like Doja now, like, and follow her music now, I think they will definitely like a rap album from her.
I think, and this is just super random, but I think we're in the Solange cycle. I think by
Oof.
fall we'll get a Solange album. She's been really quiet lately.
That'd be nice.
My heart.
I think her last one, a lot of us felt like it was more of an instrumental album when she went from Seat at the Table, where she was talking that shit for fucking 19 records,
Yeah.
and then just gave us a few songs and just great beats. I think she has something to prove. I think it's coming this year. And I think Doja could be involved in that too.
Well, hopefully we do get a great Doja rap album, Rory, for your
Mm.
sake. So you
Thanks.
can-
Just for me.
Yeah, I just need you to have some good new rap tunes to listen to. But I
Yeah.
am looking forward to that though.
We also haven't gotten a date, anything. Like, this
No,
has
no,
all
no.
just been speculation.
Yeah.
Well, I think she said that she does have one that's pretty much done.
Okay.
Like, she said that. So
She was on live a
Yeah.
week or two ago she played like a 1 second snippet of each record. So
Gotcha.
there's
yeah,
music.
so she's definitely, she has some
All right.
rap stuff coming.
So we just got to run down on Ebro.
Yeah.
For sure.
Take his iCloud.
Ebro, give us the album, man.
Please,
we know you
Ebro.
got it.
Send us the stems.
Give it up.
Stems.
That's funny. Maul, isn't it the worst when someone tries to rewrite your story?
Yeah, I hate that.
You have to keep that forward thinking and fierce resilience anytime someone tries to tell your story. And when you do that, your thought process has to match your drink. I'm talking about Martell, of course, because you need to elevate your cognac experience.
Martell Blue Swift is the first spirit made of VSOP cognac, Rory.
Mhm.
It's finished in bourbon cask for an exceptionally smooth taste.
My favorite.
Everyone's journey is unique, so it's up to you, Rory, how you enjoy Martell Blue Swift.
I like it on the rocks.
Some like it neat, some like cocktails.
For sure.
Your choice is always the right one, though.
I agree. Get your bottle at a store near you or online at martell.com. Enjoy our quality responsibly. Copyright 2023. Imported by Martell and Company, New York, New York. Well, actually, speaking of that, why Doja Cat put out a fucking rap album? The most wordy rap album ever was the highest grossing rap tour ever.
Wordy.
That's a wordy ass fucking album.
The big step. Well, first of all, we went to the show and we talked about how great the show was. So
Incredible.
to hear that it grossed over $110 million was dope. Over almost 1 million tickets sold. Kendrick Lamar's The Big Steppers tour is the highest grossing tour ever by a rapper. So shout out to Kendrick. Congratulations to him.
Especially with that album, too. Like, damn, if this would have happened, would have made sense to me. That's a tough album to tour.
Yeah.
It's a lot of rapping.
But this show was it was amazing, man.
Fire
This
show.
definitely one of the best rap shows, rap concerts I've ever been to.
Sure.
It felt like a play. It felt like, it had remnants of Janet Jackson, Rhythm Nation vibe to it. Like, he really took his time and put together a whole piece, a whole art collection with this tour. When the album came out, we said it sounded like a play. It felt like a play. You listen to it, it felt like an audio book. So to learn that this was the highest grossing tour ever by a rapper was dope.
He almost sold 1 million tickets.
That's fire.
It's crazy.
That's fire, man.
That's
crazy.
insane.
Like shit like that to me is like that lets you know that rap is still here. When they say rap is dead, rap is dying, people only want these type of records. No.
Well, I want to point out too with this, look at the amount of tickets sold versus how much he made. That just shows how much money he put into the production of that entire tour.
Yeah.
Because if you're selling almost 1 million tickets and you're making 100 million, that's actually not a good margin.
But
that
this
means he gave a fuck about this, and this
Right.
cost a lot.
But this set, and that's something that people don't understand and don't talk about when you talk about putting on a show, a tour, or putting together any idea that you have and actually bringing it to fruition and making it happen. It's not always going to be a large, profit that you make. Sometimes you have to spend a lot of money to create and to present a show and to present your art in the way that you want it to be presented. But the bottom line is people leave that event feeling like that's some of the best shit I've ever seen in my life. The show was amazing. And now this just sets him up for his next tour, which will be a bigger production, a bigger tour, and hopefully better music as well.
And I'm not sure if they meant net or gross on that, but, shout out to this.
Says it
this
grossed
tweet.
a total of 110 million.
That doesn't really make sense
Yeah,
to me.
like,
I feel
we're-
like it would be.
we're not-
It would gross a lot more than that. I'm gonna go with net, but what do I know?
$1 million. I'm more, happy about the 1 million tickets sold.
Good ticket prices then.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
I'm just
bad.
more so to me, that's just fire. I mean, 73 different shows, almost 1 million tickets.
It's averaging almost 13,000 tickets a show.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Wow.
Shout out to Kendrick Lamar.
Well, Maul took me as his +1. I didn't have to pay, so I'm not part of that.
Wow.
That gross, but
Did I tell? Was you my +1? No, we were invited, right?
Oh,
Yeah,
you
guys were
made it
invited.
seem like I was your +1,
Well, no, they-
wait. How did he make it seem like that?
I extended the invitation.
Oh,
but he had 2 tickets.
Yeah.
so
So
He couldn't
the
find
+1.
anybody else to go
of
with.
course I'm gonna take my guy.
Well, he invited his big stepper. He knows
Wow.
Rory. He knows Rory used to step.
that sounded racist.
Because Rory,
Rory used to step.
yeah, and Maul is the big
He did.
morale.
Yeah.
Wow.
You're Mr. Morale.
Oh yeah.
Rory's yeah.
I didn't even think about it like
More
that.
now.
Yeah. They didn't have you guys open? Do a number?
We are Mr. Morale and the Big Stepper. I never
That's
even put
actually
those two
hilarious.
things together. Holy
Yeah.
shit.
We was at the whole show. We ain't get that vibe. You ain't even catch that.
And Kendrick was stepping it was mad steps.
We ain't even catch that.
Yeah.
Mad
Man, that's
morals.
crazy.
You're big Morale, ball.
Yeah, you're big morale.
Am I?
You go viral once a month for being Morale King.
Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God, yeah. What's wrong with this dude right here?
Geeking over here.
And Demarius is a man now.
Yeah.
Oh,
Damn.
Speaking of tours and people that can pack out arenas, Tucker finally respond.
It didn't take him long. What was it? 2 days?
He said a bunch of fucking nothing.
Nah, he had a bar on there that was hard. though.
Word to me.
I expected Tucker to
Word
get
me.
a little more direct. I didn't need the subs.
You didn't
Like
put a
I
name
didn't
on it?
need
Oh, I mean, but he's gonna get more into that once he's at his new home and where his show will be. I mean, this was just something to talk to the people about the fire, and obviously the entire country was talking about it. So this was just like a little appetizer. This wasn't the full main course yet.
Well, since we recorded, more has come out about the Tucker Carlson situation and firing. There was a lot in that case of Tucker's text messages of him saying some quote unquote vile things about other executives, about other coworkers, and Fox just had to fire him. Things that are going to be redacted from the actual case, and it would make Fox and Tucker look insane. So we shall see what those things actually are, but that's all that was reported. Tucker then went on Twitter and put out 2 minutes of, in my opinion, fucking nothing. But where do we think Tucker's going to end up?
I don't know.
If he's smart, he starts his own show. He goes independent.
I don't know where he'll end up. I don't know what platform is willing to get behind him and give him a home.
But he just this video was him shitting on all the major news networks and basically saying they want us to argue about a whole bunch of shit that has nothing to do with nothing when there's real shit going on in the world.
That's what I
But
was
the powers
surprised
that
about.
be
I
don't
was
want us to talk about that.
I was surprised at him saying, why can't we tell the truth? Why
That's
can't
really
Tucker
funny.
has never-
That's really
doesn't tell the
funny for
truth,
him
but
to
that's
say
why
that.
but that's why that was kind of shocking to me.
That was like
that's
when-
what you're saying, like
That was
right
like when
now?
Don Jr. said, I wish I could use my last name to make money in regards to Hunter Biden.
Yeah,
Like
but
it's
no.
comical.
No, but that I didn't think that he would say that with
Mhm.
his first appearance after being fired.
Well, what's crazy about that is those text messages are about him saying terrible things about his coworkers. From my understanding, he used cunt a lot, which is a word that I wish we could bring back.
Mm-hmm.
But his response to that is like, all right, you never told the truth on the news. You misinformed America, but now you're mad we can't tell the truth in the workplace to call a woman a cunt. Like, what's wrong with America? That's why he said a whole bunch of nothing to me.
Yeah. I just don't know. I don't know what platform is going to take him. I don't know which media outlet is gonna give him a show.
Daily Wire, I think he would run up. I think Daily Wire could surpass Fox. That's the right one. What's the one with Candace and Shapiro and all them? Tucker comes with a crazy audience. They already have Candace Owens and Ben Shapiro who fucking own right-wing internet shit. You bring Tucker and the older audience to Daily Wire, it's subscription-based. Like, Daily Wire's kind of out of here if they get Tucker Carlson. That's worth dropping the bag. And I don't think Tucker is built to go independent. He's literally been he has been the quintessential corporate news anchor for the last 20 years. He's went from corporation to corporation. He's had a million failed shows, and I'm not shitting on Tucker outside of his actual just worldviews. That I will. He's stuck the course. Like, for him to be number one is crazy because he's had like 15 failed shows.
But that's why I think what you're saying is wrong about him not being able to do it on his own. He obviously has an audience.
Oh, no, he does. I'm saying I don't think he's built to go independent. I think he needs
a team,
a real corporation to just have the cameras say go.
You know what he could do?
Like, that's a lot for Tucker at this age with a family to start a whole new business. That's not easy.
Staff a team, start a Patreon, put that shit behind a paywall. He could clean up on Patreon.
If Tucker was 30, I'd say yeah. I think this 53. Is Daily Wire. Give me the bag. Give me stock options. Give me some fucking equity. And I will take your shit and Candace Owens and Ben Shapiro, and we will get every other right-wing shit the fuck out of here. Personally.
No, you're not wrong, but I think that's...
Rory do that right there, that means on mamas. Get them out of here. On period, poo. On period, poo.
On period.
You know, I get really passionate when it comes to the right.
I'm about to say, you just got it to when you start doing that right there.
Was I doing that?
What? Was you doing that? That's what I'm saying. You don't even know. That's part of your
freeze frame that.
Get them the fuck out of here.
Turn the extra shade of red.
Yeah, like he was getting into his bag right there.
That's funny. But I do think Fox, not that I agree with the Daily Wire and maybe why I was like giving head nods because I am passionate. I hate the Daily Wire too. But there is less corporate ties to politicians over there. The right is always going to exist. That's something I live in a realistic mindset. No matter what, these people are going to exist. They're going to say insane things, harmful things. But at least at this point, not to say it won't happen, there's not 40 years of existing ties to a political party. Matter of fact, a lot of why Shapiro and them is over there. Like, I don't agree with Ben Shapiro, but he couldn't survive on Fox because sometimes he actually gives a real opinion. He doesn't do the marching order the same way that corporate structure does. I think the Daily Wire will get there eventually. Don't get me wrong, but yeah, let them spew that shit on the internet. Like, stop going on cable where we know everything is literally in the pocket of a politician at this point.
And Patreon removes the liability of the like future lawsuits like this. Like, Patreon, if it's his own independent thing, it's not a news program. It doesn't have the name like CNN, MSNBC, which he also used to previously work for, or Fox behind it. It's just him offering his version of what's going on in the world. So it's opinion-based news.
I like the idea of
you can't sue someone for opinion-based news.
But
I like that idea.
All right, how much of Tucker's audience, what would be the retention rate of that audience going to Patreon? Whereas Daily Wire does have a subscription, but they also have a YouTube page where even older people can find it. Do you think his audience, which is probably 45 plus, is going to go to Patreon to subscribe?
I think he could clean up on Patreon.
I think he could too, but he's not bringing his whole audience the way he could with Daily Wire.
He definitely won't. He should do a Patreon aside
on his own,
aside. But he does need to have his main show housed somewhere on some platform where, like Rory said, the older demographic that's not subscribing to Patreon, that's not in that lane, they're not going to follow him there.
I think YouTube would probably be his best bet, but That would have to be.
Oh, no, they would censor the shit out
Yeah,
of that.
they would.
Oh yeah, true.
They would
That could
slap
put-
it with the information might be
Yeah.
all the warnings.
Does that put Patreon in a compromising place? He's not going to go to Patreon, but
I don't think so.
hypothetically, if he starts spewing, because we know Tucker has got on there and just flat out like full blown lied. With his audience, the shit that
He should take it
spews-
to Patreon.
I think
He has to
Hey.
do something behind the paywall.
Rumble, young man, rumble.
But I think with the
Take that shit to the rum.
I think what he came out with on Twitter was him foreshadowing that he's not going to be telling the lies that he used to tell anymore, or talking about. He's sitting up there, literally the
He
whole
wouldn't be
premise
Tucker if he
of
wasn't
that.
lying.
that's cap.
But
Yeah, he gotta be tough.
not just the lies, but the whole premise of that was we're not talking about what the fuck is important, because when you're being paid by these corporations, we know who runs these corporations and what they want you to talk about, which was the main thing that he said. I think he somehow is trying to find a platform where he can talk about the shit he actually cares about and not just chase.
But
a
with any
check.
news person, left or right, we don't know any of their actual opinions. They've all been giving marching orders.
Yeah, he's
From
Rupert Murdoch's talking piece.
And I think he just went a little too far over where he goes off those talking points, but should be on the internet, not on Fox.
It's only too far because they got sued. They were completely cool with slandering everyone, bashing everyone, and spreading
But
misinformation.
that's how it happens.
And then I'm saying you get hit with a
Once you
lawsuit,
gotta
you're like,
pay all
shit,
that
we got to
money,
shake things up
we gotta
over
clean
here.
up.
We got to look like we care. We got to
Yeah.
make some changes. We got to
Save our ass.
step away from the people that they feel like are the ones that's pushing all of these lies and these agendas and things like that. Like they want to separate themselves from the people, which is basically Tucker Carlson. But I mean, anywhere he goes, I think that first of all, they're going to give him a crazy bag. Number one, and I don't know if he's still going to be the same Tucker, but he ain't going to stop spewing bullshit. I can tell you that now. That's not going to happen. He has to be himself. Wherever he goes, he got to be Tucker Carlson.
Well, we look forward to his.
Do we?
Can I put my
I don't.
can I put my tinfoil hat back on?
Oh shit! I thought you took it off.
We started the episode with it.
Yeah.
All right. We watched with Obama's first term, the left dominate Facebook as far as the campaign went. The yes we can shit, the left dominated with that shit. Got Obama elected, and then we saw the right after Obama's term figure out the internet, and now they are dominating the left when it comes to the internet.
Mhm.
Is this another play to take that rhetoric even further? Because there's already been a split, as we've seen with Trump and the Republican Party. There's the Trumpies,
Mhm.
there's the Republicans, and then there's the Republicans that like Trump. It's three different. And that is also pushed by people like Tucker, people like Sean Hannity, people like Candace Owens, people like Ben Shapiro.
Mhm.
But it's all within this three split thing on the right. Is this a strategy to get Tucker off the more conservative portion, which is cable news and older people, put him on the internet to get the younger people? Is this just another play where there is no real fucking because the
I see
right
what
has
you're
been
saying.
bodying when it comes to the internet for the past 8 years?
I see what you're saying, but I don't know if because that's a big risk if it doesn't work.
I think it's just a risk right now with the split within the party when they were clearly dominating. They were sticking together.
Right. But
The left could not stick together. Now that the right was fucking
I see what you're saying, and that is a interesting angle. But I just think it comes down to they were sued for almost $1 billion, and they had to sever ties and cut ways with Tucker Carlson. They had to.
and now all right, now I'm saying with that, look at the strategy. It's a win-win. We get one of our biggest assets, Tucker,
Mhm.
to get out of that mess. Let's make him a martyr. Because we know, the right loves Trump getting arrested. We've already said that's going to help out.
Great marketing.
Tucker being a martyr, fired from this conservative shit that doesn't believe that the election wasn't stolen, all this shit.
It kind of sounds the truth.
Let's make Tucker a martyr too and just put him on another right-wing platform or his own, or what, let's say he goes, Julian had a great thought. Maybe he's just on Twitter.
Yeah.
Let's put him on another platform with the audience he has, and we can spew that same shit. Save Fox News. You think $1 billion matters to them?
Right.
If he
This was every single time I think the Republican Party has a huge L coming, it turns out like, oh, this is great for them.
if he becomes the mouthpiece for Twitter, like this video is upwards of already 20 million views. It got 10 million views in the first like 2 hours, which is nuts. It's doing like cable numbers. So if he just keeps pumping out videos like this on Twitter, just quick messages, quick hits, that the reach from his own Twitter account, he's not even partnering with anyone. I think he could just become the mouthpiece for Twitter. I think Elon champions people like Tucker. I think he'll, indirectly support or push that kind of content. I think that could be a home for him for sure.
And look at with 24-hour cable news, that's what terrifies the older people. They sit all day and just watch cable news, and cable news terrifies them. Their country's being stolen. Now, when it comes to the younger generation, how did Tucker pop? Those little stupid Eminem clips that he did that was like a minute. That's what got the younger people arguing on the timeline. So now you take that person and put them in short form content, keep your Sean Hannity's for 24-hour fear, but you're dominating. You are fucking dominating.
He's not here, but he's still here.
100%.
He's still pushing.
Same
he's
shit.
in your pocket now.
Let's save face to keep Fox News brand that no one's above us. We're this, that. Like, let's get him out of here. Let's make him a martyr so people love him. We still have Hannity over here.
He's still working for us, though. He's still pushing our agenda. I get it. Either way, like you said, his video, putting out quick hits like that on social media seems to be doing amazing numbers, and people are obviously waiting to hear from Tucker Carlson to see what he has to say in regards to him being fired. I do think that was just the appetizer, though. That was just like a quick, I know I see everybody wants to hear from me. Let me give you all these quick bars real quick.
That was the potato salad with apple slices. Or whatever the white dish you can think of.
With the raisins in it. Yeah.
Apple slices.
Apple slices.
People do put apples in potato salad.
They do.
I've seen it.
They do. Yeah.
I've seen
What
it.
kind of apples?
Does it matter?
Granny Smith? I don't know.
I don't know. What? It's an apple.
I'm curious.
Stop
What
apple
it
watching.
is.
The Steve Jobs ones. I don't know.
A Macintosh? Is that a real apple? Macintosh is an apple, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's an apple.
Rest in peace to Jerry Springer. A guy that I'm showing my age here, but definitely was a big Jerry Springer fan. Watched that shit growing up.
You went to high school together?
No, we didn't go to high school together, you piece of shit. But he was like, this was prime. This was entertainment. This was social media before social media.
This made you fake sick so you could watch this.
Yeah, this was World Star. This was World Star before World Star.
This was Fox News before Fox News. This popped TV off.
This was like
Love and Hip Hop.
You didn't know this was such a treat. You didn't know what was gonna happen when you watched Jerry Springer. You didn't know if the Klan was gonna bump into the Bloods. You didn't know if this is not that Maury is it the father or not. No, we go deep into this. This was I had sex with your father, and the kid might be your dad's. This is that type of television.
Jerry would have had the conjoined twins on today.
This would have been a hit. The conjoined twins would have been a hit. I'm pretty sure he had conjoined twins on the show at one time.
Oh, for sure.
Jerry Springer was so big, his head security guard got his own show. Steve.
Oh, yeah.
Steve Wilkos. Yeah.
Steve got a show.
Steve had a good show.
This is how big Jerry Springer was in the culture.
You could say Steve Wilkos, his run might have been longer than Jerry's. Jerry is the icon, but Steve.
Nah, I don't know. Maybe, because Steve may still be on TV somewhere.
Exactly.
But Jerry Springer, this was a cultural icon. I think I bought a best of Jerry Springer tape and the R. Kelly sex tape the same day, just to go to show you what was on the shelves at the time. He was right next to like the biggest shit in the culture. But yeah, so rest in peace to Jerry Springer. Definitely a cultural icon in television. And gave us some really, really entertaining times in the 90s.
What's so funny with Jerry Springer is you can literally see every single aspect of TV and streaming all from this one show.
Yeah, no, this was
like
everything.
Down to serious content, down to ridiculous things, down to politics, down to reality
This
TV.
was like watching a Jerry Springer episode was like scrolling social media timeline.
Right now.
Right now. You just didn't know what you were going to come across, what type of topics, what type of people,
Yeah, he set the standard for reality television.
This was like everybody loves Oprah. No, I was a Jerry guy.
Best fights on television.
Oh, this was the greatest shit.
And the most impressive cameraman of all time. That love that running meme of just the cameraman chasing people down the hallway.
That's more.
I would love.
Fuck, same shit.
I would love to see either a sketch or, I mean, you'd have to do it at that time, but the bouncer training before they get on Jerry Springer, because they were some of the worst bouncers ever. Security was not good.
Well, that was just for
They weren't
just,
supposed to
But
be good.
purposely,
Yeah, they
that's
just
what
had
I'm
to have
saying.
people
Lost
there
with
just to
purpose.
look like, yo, we're gonna protect everybody. But
I'm curious what that training camp was like. Like, all right, you should let this go.
no, the training camp was, yo, what size shirt do you wear?
We're gonna give
Just
you
have
one
to say-
smaller.
Just have to say Springer on it and security on the back. That's all we need. And just stand on stage and look like you're trying to break up a fight.
The show went on to 2019 and they had 28 seasons. And Wilco's is going on to right now, but like 16 seasons. And
Crazy.
28 seasons.
28 seasons for Jerry. See, listen, man, cultural icon, man. Rest in
Yeah.
peace to Jerry Springer, 79 years old. They didn't say how he passed or if it was natural causes or whatever, but that doesn't matter. Rest in peace to Jerry Springer, cultural icon.
No disrespect to Jerry, but I have a question.
Yeah.
Right? 'Cause I was a Jerry fan.
I was gonna wait till the next episode to disrespect, but go ahead.
It's just a question that I wanted to pose. Do you think that
Did he ruin all of media and TV?
yeah.
I was gonna wait till next episode, but because he just passed.
Like, yeah, we used to watch this shit, but should we have been watching this shit? Do you think that this was
You all
good
like
for us?
watching
And-
fucked up television.
Yeah, but
Should we?
have you seen what
Maybe.
that has done to media and television and
Boy,
us
did
as a
this prove
society?
the concept.
This wasn't the only fucked up show.
No, it wasn't, but it was one of the most important
This is the-
ones.
this is
It
the
set the
best.
standard.
Yeah.
This show could never happen. Like if they pitched this today,
Why
Oh.
couldn't it happen?
just women pulling out their tits and like transgender
It's
women
literally-
getting
that's-
beat up by men.
That's
go on Twitch.
literally
You go on
can
Twitch.
go on.
Nah, but
fucking-
that's like people
Fox
in the
News now.
wild filming that stuff, like in real life. I'm talking about this was like a
Like
booked primetime television
Primetime.
show.
Yeah, this
It's
was
not primetime
Well,
midday.
Midday is not
home from
prime time.
school.
this is when all the
stay at home mom.
This was like right before the kids came home or if they stayed
After the
home.
soap operas.
Yeah,
this is lunchtime. This is like 12 o'clock.
Yeah, this is
Watching
this
this
is great
12
lunchtime.
o'clock.
This is what I'm saying. This is cooler talk. I think that it had its place. I do understand what you're saying about the
This
effects
can-
that
I
it
don't-
has,
alright.
but it had its place.
I don't think it's Jerry's fault per se, because I think this.
Yeah, I'm not
this is
blaming
this is
Jerry.
necessary and should exist at the time it existed. I think television saw the numbers and the reactions from people and said, "Hey, let's put this at primetime." Not his show, but this type of content and these just type of topics.
But he had, but I don't.
I don't think Jerry thought that this would be the world afterwards.
He had good shows like this one when he had a wrestler come out and a kid, his favorite wrestler came out. A kid had AIDS and Jerry had him on there, and he brought out Razor Ramon to meet a kid. Like it wasn't always just fights and.
Oh yeah, there were episodes every once in a while
Yeah,
like
he,
that.
he
but
gave a little bit of everything. He gave a
4
little
out of
bit
5
everything.
episodes a week were fights.
I mean,
No.
listen, man.
I love the one moment between Lil Scrappy and his mom, but the rest of Love and Hip Hop wasn't that.
Yeah, no, I get it, but it's still like he had his moments where it was like, okay, this was a cool episode, but then he also had some shit that it was like, all right, what did I just watch? And like I said, people went out, bought the best of. I don't know how many best of tapes he put out. I had at least 2 of them.
every season.
I had at
Probably
least 2
every
of them.
season,
So
yeah.
this was definitely a staple in the culture for sure. Rappers, everybody rapped about Jerry Springer. Like this, he was just one of those figures in our home. So rest in peace to Jerry Springer, 79 years old, passes away.
He a culture vulture? Not culture vulture, but do you think like
Of which culture?
I'm not saying the culture. I didn't mean culture vulture. and-
exploitation?
yes.
Yeah.
He exploited people for money. R.I.P. I love Jerry, but what he did was not like good.
What you mean?
He was really inclusive.
This was entertainment.
It doesn't.
Yeah, people from all over the world, shapes, sizes.
He exploited people, and a lot of those people got paid to be on there too.
Yeah, they took the money. That's not his. It's a transaction. Come on my show, you get a little bit of money. That's it. He's not like
This was entertainment.
tricking anyone
this
into
was-
coming
this was
on.
entertainment.
They know they're on television.
That's all it was. This was just entertainment.
So you're saying Jerry Springer is Vlad, is what you're saying?
Oh my god.
He's not
bro, please.
incriminating anyone.
They know they're on there, so what's the problem?
Please.
I mean, look, who else do you know that got the Klan washed on national television? Jerry's a legend.
That's fucking hilarious.
I mean,
And he had white men beat him up. That's hard.
he had the mob fighting the KKK.
Imagine
That's hard.
meanwhile, Oprah had Mark Furman on and like humanized him.
Don't do that to Oprah.
Yeah.
Go watch the Mark Furman Oprah interview. She was like, "I hate you," and said it in such a loving way. It was like, Oprah, this is weird.
Yeah, Jerry would have brought
She's like, "I want to hate you, but tell me why."
the weird thing about
He's a Nazi, Oprah. Get him the fuck off the show.
the Jerry Springer show was taped in Chicago. Imagine this show now in Chicago with the whole drill music scene.
Oh, it just would have been a big shootout.
Like imagine that. Just imagine the shit that would be going on.
You know how they
with
put
Jerry
like the
right now.
bulletproof glass in front of not in Chicago, they're not bodegas, but like the convenience stores. So
They
you know,
needed that on
to
stage?
prevent, they would put that in front of the crowd.
It was the COVID shield.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but bulletproof.
Got it.
Speaking of Vlad and exploiting content,
Oh my gosh.
I don't want to make this a Vlad thing.
But
Has anyone seen the new series Vlad has put out, Compton Cops? I believe it's on episode 3 now.
No, I have not.
Vlad has a show called Compton Cops.
You know Reggie Wright Jr. and Senior that were,
Yeah.
of course. He has, and a few other cops that have been on YouTube talking about Tupac and all this other shit. I'm not mad at Vlad in this situation. I think this should be illegal on the cops' perspective. My problem is not with Vlad at all. Why should someone that was paid by the city of Compton's taxes be able to go to the blocks and talk about murders of the people in that community? Should there not be some type of NDA? If you're a service worker for the city,
Mm-hmm.
I'm paying your salary, and now you're about to monetize my kid's death
But aren't
in
these-
front of my house?
But aren't these cases all public record? I know what you're saying. Morally, it's
They're
fucked up.
monetizing it. It's fuck public record. These cops, they were cops. They were paid by the city.
Mm-hmm.
You should not be able to monetize talking about crimes that we paid you to in some cases not even solve.
But isn't that all like
that's a lot of
but that's a
That's
lot
like
of
all of
shows.
Netflix.
Fucked up.
It's like the whole Dahmer.
First 40
Yeah, I
years,
was
the
about to
same
say, I
shit.
guess, like
all of
every show.
Dahmer.
60
We're
minutes, all
glorifying
that
the dude that smoked like all these people in Milwaukee.
That's a great point, and I stand corrected, but this just felt a little different when you have retired police going to the front of this house. I don't care if they got permission. It's weird to me. And I'm not mad at Vlad because we know who Vlad is, and that is what it is. I'm mad at the city of Compton that doesn't have these cops under some contract where you can't go tell the story. This isn't acting. Like, I understand doing a dramatized shit of the
But that's
Dahmer
not-
thing where you can read public record. This cop is discussing pulling up to a fucking murder scene where an innocent girl was murdered,
Too.
That-
and he's monetizing it.
That happens with documentaries.
You got paid already.
HBO does it all the
That
time.
happens with all
Yeah, this
types
is-
of.
this is-
True TV does it all the
This
time.
is-
Then I'm mad at everyone. And this shit, and
But
and
that
this
goes
just made me
into-
realize how fucked up it
And you
was.
watch some of that shit. Yeah.
It's
That's
like a
Rory's
documentary.
favorite
And
genre.
that's your bag.
Yeah.
You watch a lot of that shit.
We all watch the first 48. in
You
our
love a
hotel rooms.
documentary.
You just hate Vlad.
No, I'm not mad at Vlad at all for this. I actually think this is a great idea for his platform. I
Oh,
watched
you're
it.
just mad at the cops. You mad at the Compton PD?
You maybe
but
you're
this
mad
is-
at the
this is-
story.
It's like a doc.
It's probably
like
the
a
story
doc.
you hate.
They just
But
talking
even,
about,
who's-
they're just talking about real events that happened and giving more details into some of the stories that happened in these neighborhoods. Like, I understand somebody's
being a
making money
hypocrite.
off of it, but I mean,
I'm aware I'm being a hypocrite.
That's cool though. That's
Also,
life.
what's the cop that's been for the past 10 years, way before Vlad, making money off the Pac and Big murders? And yes, I'm being a hypocrite, but even with Greg Kading, who was doing this shit way before Vlad, I always thought it was really crazy that he was hired because the Wallace estate was suing the LAPD. So they hired him, Greg Kading, got paid to solve the case so LAPD wasn't on the hook for a lawsuit.
Mhm.
And now he's allowed to fucking make money for the last 20 years and not pay the Wallace estate anything. They paid for lawyers, lost the case. They lost money. I've talked about this whole Tupac YouTube world that exists where everyone's monetizing off this entire thing and his family's not getting paid $1. I think it's fucked up. And I don't have a solution for it. So this is me complaining without
solution.
anything. And I'm also being a hypocrite after watching this Compton Cops thing. And it's not a
I think
Vlad
it-
thing
I
at
think
all
it's-
because
I
I think
think it's a
Vlad is
story.
totally fine with doing this shit.
Yeah.
Could you just imagine like your daughter dying
Yeah.
and you see the cop who pulled up to the fucking thing? And it's not, all right, so with the documentaries, those were big cases, right? You knew that was going to happen. The OJ trial was going to be monetized by everyone regardless. These are like random Compton murders that no one's heard of. And these cops are now taking a platform to monetize off it and go to the blocks where it happened. Fuck you.
That sounds like a lot of like murdered.
Wait, the
podcasts,
Are the
too.
cops monetizing
The
or
cops
is Vlad just
yeah,
making
I don't
money?
think-
You think these cops are doing this for free?
Yes.
Yeah, I think so. A lot of them are.
What?
I don't think
yeah,
these cops
one of
are
the
being paid.
Okay, I'm not
So your
pocket
problem-
watching Vlad at all, but from my understanding, and this could be gossip, Vlad pays everyone, and which is fine. I don't think that's weird. Vlad pays everyone that comes on his platform for the most part.
Everyone.
He
Yeah.
probably pays them. I'm sure the cops are getting
You
paid,
think
but not.
they're
They're not getting royalties
So
from the
that's
views.
your problem with this is cops getting paid from this.
I actually do think I have a solution. The same way criminals that are arrested and then get out are not allowed to monetize off their crimes. Like when they write a book, it can't go to their own estate. It has to go somewhere else. I think cops, because we pay them with our taxes, should not be able to profit off it. Everyone else make documentaries. Have a blast. The cops that we pay to solve these crimes should not be able to monetize off it the same way criminals should not be able to commit crimes and monetize off them. The same way this whole mafia shit that's on YouTube now, that's a huge part of YouTube. It's a bunch of rats that live the whole shit and now they're making money based off stories they're telling of murders that families have to live with. It's fucked up. So I think we should hold cops to the same level. But what do I know? We just pay their salary.
You're asking for a lot.
That's all. I think Reggie Wright telling his story about death row is fine to monetize off. I think stories when you are paid by a city to protect it, and then you tell the stories of you not protecting it and monetize off them is fucked up.
I think it's fucked up if the cops aren't in fact being paid. But if they're not,
Vlad is paying them. There's no way these cops are doing this for free.
I mean, I don't know.
I know you saying you don't find nothing wrong with what Vlad is doing. I feel like Vlad is more in the wrong for monetizing this kind of thing. But we're in a society that exploits every fucking body for views and clicks and likes and money. So what's new?
I'm done with the Vlad conversation because we know what it is. It's been done. We've had the conversation. Vlad is who he is and is what it is. People that continue to go on there and get paid for it. Vlad is going to do the Compton Cops shit regardless. Even if he didn't get the cops, he'd probably find someone to do it. We know that. I'm not here to talk about Vlad. Vlad is Vlad. A cop that is paid to protect and serve is now allowed to talk about murders of people we've never even heard of.
Yeah, but
these aren't famous murders.
That's first 48.
This is fucked up.
That's first 48. We talk about murders of people. We talk about other crimes.
We were
small
watching.
crimes, not big ones.
No, big hypocrite over here. I've watched First 48.
Yeah.
It's fucked up.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah.
On tour, we loved First 48.
It's fucking crazy.
But again, we're so numb to so much stuff, and we've become so obsessed with true crime and people's murders and people's rapes and people's deaths, and we watch it like it's entertainment, and we're super desensitized to it. And I think that affects us as humans, and I think it makes us all fucked up, and it's going to continue to make us fucked up in the long run.
Maybe this is my Truman boat hits the fucking wall moment.
I love
That's loved, and I'm going to continue to watch crime documentaries.
Yeah,
I guess it's just really odd because all those there's production. It's set up as a story. It kind of like, to Damaris's point, I've desensitized myself watching a good production in a story, even if it's real. This is a camera set up on a block where an innocent girl was killed by a police officer that worked that case.
That failed to do his job.
And they're like, no, right here on this lawn with a fucking 5D camera. And it's on the biggest platform in hip hop. It's just
5D.
No, I understand what you're saying. The aesthetic of it, it's just weird.
It's just weird.
But I don't. It's like I don't put it on Vlad.
I don't either. This is not me shitting on Vlad. I promise.
No, I get it. It's a world where people want to know about these stories. They want to know more about what happened, and more into the investigation. Years pass and they have more pieces of the puzzle that they put together, and people probably want to know, like, whatever happened to that case, whatever happened to that girl.
So, all right, I'll put it this way. This is me putting myself into it. The whole YouTube world that is Orlando Anderson now. For those that don't know, that's the person that's accused of killing Tupac. I watched a bunch of videos on YouTube of his life as well.
Mm-hmm.
It's tied to a really high-profile case, Tupac being who he is. I felt nasty when that world moved down the block to a murder of the Southside Crips of a woman I've never heard of. And I'm like, why am I watching this? Mm-hmm. This is fucking weird. And I don't know what that says about me.
I feel like that questions you more than the content.
No, yeah, I agree. I'm saying I'm being a hypocrite. I just felt really nasty once I heard the same Compton Cops telling me a story about Orlando Anderson that I found very fascinating, to them talking about some 14-year-old girl that's never been brought up that they were on the job for.
And
I was like, what am I watching? Like, why am I watching this?
That comes from
this is gross.
You know Tupac. Being in hip hop culture, you're familiar with the story. So naturally you'll watch that because you want to know more about that whole case, what happened, what really happened, more pieces to the puzzle. Now when you talk about just a random person, now the people that are from that community, they knew about that girl, they knew about that case,
sure.
Knew about what happened. So, it's just because you don't have no connection to it. You don't have no real reason outside of, I know who Tupac was. I know his music. I know who he was as an artist. And I was young when he passed away. So yes, I'm going to watch that because I'm going to know more about what happened when he died. Random girl, I never even heard of this. Why do I know about this now? Why do I know who's her name? Because I'm not from that neighborhood. She's not a high profile name. So you feel like you shouldn't know about that.
I just felt gross watching it.
Yeah, I get it.
Like, because I actually cared, I was like, this is why. Wait, this shouldn't be monetized.
I feel like you're coming to your own senses though.
But I even think with like, when they'll have like Netflix 8-part series that they drag on about like fucking 17 girls being molested by the priest. I forgot the name of that one. I probably shouldn't know about that either, but it's a really big story.
You're saying,
I'm also saying like, I have a weird fucked up thought about like, all right, no one cared about this now except for the people in this neighborhood. No one is about to care about this story. Like, you know how many Netflix docs we've gotten and then people cared afterwards? And it was like, this has been an outrage that no one's been talking about this.
Yeah, I had no idea.
And that's tied to, I'm not saying that's why I watch every crime doc. I'm really not trying to sound like I'm a good person. I watch them for my own sick shit. But I think with this Compton Cop thing, we're going to hear about a bunch of murders that the world did not care about except for that 3-block radius. And no one is going to continue to care about them. They're going to wait till the next one. And it's going to be monetized and families are going to have to relive it.
So you're saying it's the commercial aspect. If it's
I'm saying my life is hypocrisy.
Nah, but I don't think that makes you sick though. It's a form of entertainment. People like different forms of entertainment. This is a lot more gruesome and shit.
But he's saying, why does this entertain me? Why am I entertained by real people being killed?
It's far away from his normal life.
Yeah, but
he's not dealing with a murder right now.
No, but I understand what you're saying. Yeah. But the thing is, why are we so fascinated with real people being killed? Like the whole Dahmer thing. That was a real thing. Yeah. That was #1 on Netflix, which means everybody was watching that. So why are people so fascinated with something that really happened, that really destroyed families, it really affected families to this day? They still have to relive these things. Yeah. Their loved ones have been brutally murdered. Yeah. Meanwhile, the rest of the world, the rest of the country is being entertained by it.
He was about to win an award for playing that role.
Yeah, like I understand what you mean. It's entertainment, but why is that entertainment?
And maybe I can't articulate it correctly yet. But it's just the levels and layers of entertainment within it. Like the Casey Anthony doc, I paid for. Or no, I'm sorry. I stole your login account. I'm sorry.
You funded her BBL.
More or less. Like that was such a high profile, monetized thing. Like shit, even when you turn on the local news online, there's going to be an ad for fucking soap before a kid is laid out in Flatbush dead. So I'm not saying that this is some new shit. I guess this was the first time in that YouTube world that I was like, this isn't right. No one cared about this before. They're not going to care about it. This isn't going to spark some whole shit like, hey, did you see that on YouTube? We should do something about this.
Case, yeah.
Nutty Block is going to be the same shit in Compton the way it's always going to be. But it's not going to get anyone to do that. So it's like, I don't know. It's just all nasty.
You know what I would pay to see? Emmett Till's accuser being laid to rest.
Rest in piss, shorty.
Yeah, she finally died at 88. I know a few years ago she had came out and said that she had lied about everything and that Emmett Till never did whistle at her.
Of course. Which
was like, okay, what does that do now? That it's like your conscience, you're old now, you don't want to die with that on your conscience. So but she passed away. It's just interesting, 88. So the lady a story that we all know, that we've always either taught in grade school, elementary school, had to learn about Emmett Till. The lady that was responsible for his death is just now passing away in 2023.
So it just shows the people that say racism is over. Hey, the law's changed.
Yeah.
Like what's
these people are
what are you complaining about?
These people are still here.
The woman that lied about Emmett Till just died. We're within the same lifetime as that.
It's times like this where you think about that. Like, where we're not far removed from that type of shit. These people are still here. They're still among us. They're still living, our neighbors. They're still, we still walk past them in grocery stores. We still got to deal with them in some type of, businesses, even their kids, which is the even scarier thing. Now imagine her family and the positions that some of her relatives hold and things like that you may have to come across and have to deal with in your lifetime. So people that say, oh, that was so long ago. Was it? She's 88. She just died. 2023.
And if you're talking specific incidents, yeah, sure. Say this is a while ago, but it doesn't mean these kind of things have stopped. They just evolve. Like the incident of the man that was jogging. I forget his name because there's so fucking many. I think it was Ahmaud Arbery when he was jogging and the man hopped out of the truck and shot him with a shotgun. Like, yes, he didn't get beat and lynched. Like it's not as
but it's the same
violent. It's the same fucking thing.
Same thing. Same thing. He was killed. He was murdered for being black. And, again, so Carolyn Bryant, Donham, finally passed away at 88 after being the woman that's responsible for young Emmett Till's death at 14 years old, which is a crazy story. I watched the movie a few months ago. And after watching a movie like that, you kind of like, it's hard not to feel some type of way. It's hard not to have some type of, disdain and some type of anger just towards
White people
in general, because it's like, here's and this is just one story that we know of. There's thousands of things like that happened that we never heard about, we never were taught about, never read about. This is just an infamous one that we learned about. And watching that movie and just, not reliving, but like just getting that story again, it's such a sad thing that to know that people had to really deal with that and go through that. And the fact that the woman that was responsible for that just died is even crazy, because it's like, that wasn't that long ago.
They should clock her funeral. See who goes. You think the men that did that to Emmett Till weren't close to her and her family, and then had kids and had relatives, and funerals are just people.
For sure. But I mean,
I'm sure the grandkids of whoever did that to Emmett Till may end up at this funeral.
Oh, for sure.
We should clock.
You should air it out.
Who was taught certain things.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you niggas shoot up everything else. Go shoot up
They
that.
should air it out. Yeah, that'd be kind of cool.
And yes, we are advocating for killing innocent people. I know y'all gonna say that you're advocating for.
I mean,
killing
I'd rather
innocent people.
they
I don't give
die.
a hot ass fuck.
I'd
Honestly.
rather they die than a school full of kids.
Okay.
Yeah.
Monetize that on YouTube.
Speaking of shooting, the Knicks have advanced to the second round of the playoffs.
Big shots.
Wow.
With the sweep, put the broom on them.
Listen, man, I told y'all I felt like the Knicks would get
Close
past Cleveland easily. I didn't feel like the Cavs were that good.
Who do they play next?
They played the Miami Heat.
We have a home court advantage.
Yeah, but this is where things get. This is where things get a little.
Harry.
Yeah.
Timothy Butler.
Jimmy Butler has been playing like a fucking maniac.
Yeah.
I had it all wrong. I thought that the Bucks were gonna beat the shit out of Miami. Now, granted, Giannis played I think 2 or 3 games, so that obviously hurt them and cost them their playoff tournament. But Jimmy Butler has been playing like a MVP. He's been playing like the best player in the league, the best player in the playoffs. So I don't know about the Knicks, man. The second round is going to be pretty tough.
Jimmy's averaging 36.5.
Yeah. I don't know if the Knicks
He single-handedly
I don't know if the Knicks
won the last 2 games.
All right, but he hasn't seen RJ yet.
Yeah, I don't know if that's I don't know if that's like, I get it. Shout out to RJ Barrett. He's been playing he's been playing great.
Playing his role.
Pleasant surprise. Jalen Brunson, Julius got hurt again last night, twisted his ankle, but I think he'll be ready for game 1. I just don't know if the Knicks have enough.
Yeah.
For Jimmy Butler, because Drew Holiday, who to me is one of the most underrated players in the league, but definitely like is one of the best defensive players in the league. He couldn't do nothing with Jimmy Butler.
Yeah.
And I don't know if the Knicks have anybody that they can put on Jimmy Butler that is a better defender than Drew Holiday.
Outside of him, I think we match up well. It really is just how well Jimmy plays. I think the Mitchell Bam Adebayo will be a really fun matchup. They're 2 like heavyweights. Mitchell,
yeah, but we don't go to Mitchell. The Knicks don't go to Mitchell for offense.
He gets a lot of offensive
rebounding machine
and scores from them.
Yeah, but the Knicks have to guard. They're gonna have to guard and stop Jimmy Butler. And I don't know who you. Quentin Grimes is hurt. We don't know when he's coming back. Josh Hart
can play D.
RJ
and
Barrett.
Hart is worth some fouls. Like, fuck it. Foul him.
He's undersized, though. But it's
you gotta
Grimes out. We can't afford to foul him.
They got to have Hart on the floor. He can't just pick up fouls. Like, this is going to be tough for the Knicks, man. This is where it's going to get interesting for the Knicks. Like, we're going to see what the Knicks are really made of. Like I said, I don't really take that first round because I never thought Cleveland matched up well against the Knicks. I never thought they had a chance of beating the Knicks in the playoffs. This second round, to me, is where you're going to see what the New York Knicks really are.
Home court's going to be great, too. The first game in particular, but the first 2 games, that'll be a good litmus test in terms of can we hang?
Yeah.
If we can play well at home, maybe there's a chance on the road, but
I was watching the Knicks, the Lakers series. I haven't been tweeting about my Lakers because I just wanted them to kind of get out of this first round. So I didn't want to jinx nothing. I didn't want to speak. And I thought we would have got it done last night and sent Memphis home. No, we didn't. We let them come back to the crypto arena for Game 6. And I'm scared now. Because if they win Game 6 and we got to go back to Memphis for Game 7, I don't trust this Lakers team. I don't trust this Lakers team enough. I don't know how much more time we have with Anthony Davis before he twists an ankle or something, gets hurt, and then that's our season. So
I mean, just tank for Bronny next season.
yeah,
Have you ever seen the movie Celtic Pride?
of course, Damon Wayans.
All right, so you think maybe you and I should do that when the Heat come to town?
Like kidnap Jimmy Butler.
Yeah. Maybe like catch him at Little Sister and
You probably catch him at a country show before there.
You catch Jimmy at a coffee bar,
He has his own coffee
shop.
they're,
Yeah,
they're probably staying at Yotel.
Don't put Jimmy in the Yotel.
The Miami Heat are definitely not staying at the Yotel.
That's the number one hotel I can think that looks like Miami.
Yeah, that ain't happening.
sick. The
That's, I
Yotel.
can promise you, we're gonna be at the wrong hotel.
Yeah, I feel
looking
like
for
they're
them.
at home.
But it should be a fun series though. So I'm looking forward to the Knicks in the Heat, and then as well as Philadelphia and what I think will be the Celtics. But they still have to finish with the Hawks.
You guys saw that the Hawks game they had to push the Janet Jackson concert because of the Hawks game.
Yeah, get that shit out of here.
They had to push the Janet
So
concert.
they booked. I don't think that they thought that
That they were coming back
they
for
were
another
gonna.
game.
Yeah. So Janet had a concert scheduled for that day, and because they actually made it, they're like, "Oh fuck! Now we got to move Janet."
Yesterday.
Yeah. I mean, that's probably not the first time that happened with things around the playoff scheduling and people thinking that teams might not make the playoffs or get eliminated before the show.
Y'all don't think
Probably not
nobody
the
got
first time.
fired for that? That's not crazy to y'all.
You don't feel like
No.
the
They
Hawks
just
should have
pushed
to
the
move and not
concert. They
Janet?
pushed the concert.
That's how I feel personally.
They moved
know.
the concert one day. So the concert's tonight.
Yeah, it's not much of
It's not terrible.
It's just a day. That's all it is. And Janet's not like Janet is tearing up the charts right now. It's not like
I almost hopped across this.
No, I love
motherfucking
Janet.
Black Magic
Listen,
and whooped your ass.
I
I ain't
I got
got too
nothing
much
to say.
like you.
listen, I love Janet. I'm just saying it's not like right now. It's like
No, I don't have a problem with them moving her.
This is
I
not
just
the Rhythm
feel that
Nation
they
tour.
didn't consider the fact that their team might make it to the playoffs and they probably shouldn't double book that day. That's I feel like that's one hell of a
well, I mean,
oversight,
the
but-
Hawks did barely get in.
I think it's good business on the State Farm Arena. Like, regardless, we're putting an event in this venue. If the Hawks make it, cool. We'll push the
Well,
show.
First of all, let's not put a lot of business adequate on the State Farm Arena. They let Kanye West live in there for like a month.
That's good marketing. If they think about it, if they wanted to make that room that he stayed in, that cell that he took some photos in and didn't actually
Well, I think that
sleep
was in the Mercedes Benz, and then they
Oh,
kicked him out,
yeah.
and he had to go to State Farm for another month.
Okay, whatever. Say he lived in there. He had a room there too. If they wanted to make that
Cribs everywhere.
a temporary museum and just let people come in and see the space and get photos in that space, you know how many idiots with those mischief boots would go in there, take a photo, pay a ticket to get a photo, and then leave
Why you putting that on the
In the room
Mr.
that Kanye was
Weird?
living
just to be in the room Kanye lived
Oh,
in?
yeah, for
They would
sure.
do that for sure. They could clean house on an off day.
Absolutely. Yeah, people would
It's
definitely
not
pay to do
Nelson Mandela's cell.
Yo,
You'd
like
be surprised. They were selling air from Kanye's listening session. Yeah, like in a Ziploc bag with the photo.
it. Selling air from Kanye's
On
listening
eBay.
session? Who bought it?
Hype beast.
How many units did they move?
Just fucking white kids with their mom's credit card.
I was there. I breathed it all. I caught a cold.
You got
I left
COVID?
with a
Is COVID
a
in the
sniffly
Ziploc?
nose.
Yo, the things that people
I left with
would
a
pay
fake
for.
bulletproof vest and the sniffles.
The Donda vest.
You
I
definitely
saw
wear
you.
that
I
vest to
saw
the
you
crib.
That
running
never
around the
happened.
stage. I saw you.
I saw you.
I saw you running.
You got
around
it
the
tailored?
circles.
Getting it.
All
Listen,
right.
Bye.
My seam under the.
Well, speaking of Janet, she bought Jermaine Dupri out at her show.
Yeah.
So and Nelly
Yeah,
bought
no, they
Nelly bought
know each other.
Ashanti out. Nelly bought Ashanti out. So I feel like everybody's going back to their exes.
You're
I
trying
feel
to
like
find
that's-
any way to go back to China.
She's gonna keep digging under that rubble.
I'm just saying this is what
Where is he?
It was bombed already.
this
Just
is
let
what
it go.
This is what our goats are doing. I feel like this is what the
Our
universe
goats?
is setting into. You don't think Jermaine Dupri and Janet Jackson are goats?
They're not my goats.
My goats. Is that your goats?
They're not.
They are goats. I'm gonna get some pushback on Nelly and Ashanti.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm
They
putting.
2000s goats.
Here we go.
They're not. Nelly and Ashanti aren't 2000s goats.
But the goats,
Goats aren't span over a decade.
You don't just take goats and just give them like
Fetty
5
Wap
years.
was a 2011 goat.
Like, if we doing that, like no.
But I don't
Goats
think
is
Fetty
like,
and Janet are in the same.
Yeah, no,
Well, Janet and Jermaine are goats. Fuck y'all.
for sure.
We don't disagree.
I'm with you on that part. It was the other part that we disagreed
Nelly
on.
and Ashanti?
Yeah, we used to just skip over that. What you got going on for the weekend, man?
Nothing.
There's some
Great.
music coming out.
You ask that every time. I don't really have anything going on.
Yeah, I feel you.
Plan for the birthday.
There's no more.
Oh,
God,
Gross.
gosh.
are you counting down? You used to have the clock on your Instagram. Count
So
down?
what?
Taurus.
A week
I've been
from now?
celebrating since Taurus season.
God.
He had to set the reminder on his stories.
Jesus.
It starts on
I'm
Monday.
just such a Taurus.
Is
I'm
it
so
Taurus
stubborn
season?
about
You
it.
really are such a Taurus, but it's just so funny. But whatever.
Yeah, that's what I
What does
said.
that mean? You're such a Taurus.
Big
I'm an
time.
asshole.
You know.
You're a bull.
No, not an
I know people that
asshole.
were born in
You're-
December that are assholes. Like, what does that mean?
Well, they're being Tauruses.
Oh, okay.
No, their Venus is in Taurus.
Yeah.
Oh, the sun.
They're
The
rising.
sun rising.
The laid backness, the stubbornness, the tenacity, the way that he handles the
The
people in his life. It's
tenacity.
very,
Did she
very
just-
Taurus.
you
Yeah,
tenacity
I got
describe
tenacity.
you?
You talking like
Not 9S.
Right.
I'm like
that-
Nelly and Ashanti.
that's your scouting report?
Yeah.
His tenacity. Yo, we got to watch out for number 30 tonight. His tenacity is
He's
crazy.
got a 5-star recruit.
Like some John Madden would say.
RP Madden.
Oh, man. All
Fuck
right.
you
Well, we're
guys.
going to get out of here, man. We appreciate y'all for joining us for another audio expedition, another visual exploitation of the culture. Because that's what we do,
Let's go to
exploit
Yeah,
the culture.
gotta exploit it.
We'll be back in a few days to kick it with y'all. Be safe. Have a blessed week and have fun. I'm that nigga. He's just Ginger. Peace.
No